People keep asking what we're gonna do after harvest, and this is what we're gonna do. We're getting a new sprinkler here. So Zach is getting all the tires off for the forklift, and I am taking all of the nozzles off. Came ill prepared as usual. So we're just using the tools we have in the pickup because that's what you do. I'm not driving all the way back home. Okay, so there is a video here on YouTube of a guy that isn't a farmer. He made this really well filmed video of them constructing a sprinkler pivot, like down to the, you know, attaching everything to the pivot from the well down to building all of this. They all come in pieces and they put it all together, and it's a whole job. I have the job of taking off the nozzles and the weights. That's what this is. This is the weight that hangs on it. These are the best sprinkler heads ever because when they get clogged, if they get clogged, which is not very often, they have a little switch on it to turn them on and off. So Zach's job, he's getting all those tires and getting them off. It's really weird seeing a sprinkler with no tires on it.
Okay, we're kind of sort of rolling now. But here's all we're doing. I'm just using the forklift, lifting up each side of the tower. And basically I'm just checking everything over, and if there's any parts that we feel like are worth salvaging to keep as spares, I'm taking them off, setting them aside. You can see I already got one done right there, which I'll go show you that in a second. But any of these that are painted red, these are ones that I've changed out the oil from regular oil to this red grease style. I forget the actual name of it. I'd have to go look. But basically when we see one, either a center drive or gearbox start leaking oil, I'll change it out to red grease, and it helps us get some more life out of it. That tower right there, none of the main components are any good. Both gearboxes have red paint on them, and so does the center drive. I'm not real worried about keeping drive shafts. We've already got quite a few. All of the ones that I'm taking the gearboxes off of, I'm keeping those drive lines. So I don't know if I'll talk to Blake about it. If he wants me to come back and get the drive lines, I'll come back and get the drive lines. But you can see this one, I robbed the gearbox, robbed the drive line. Almost this whole tower right here will get stripped for parts.
Okay, like he said, he's salvaging a lot of this for parts. And I don't know what they do with the rest of it. I'm really curious as to what they do with it when they haul it out of here. Because in my head, I would take every single one of those pieces and make something cool out of it. And if you're anything like me and you're curious as to how this is made, if you know that series, How It's Made, on the Science Channel, they made an entire episode on this, and it's on YouTube. Center pivot sprinklers are probably the most popular when it comes to irrigation because of its efficiency and, of course, boosting the crop yields. But man, you can fall down the rabbit hole of the different brands. You can imagine how pricey these things can be, but there's different qualities of things too. You have the Mercedes style as opposed to the Kia. And on the How It's Made episode, they create a blueprint online that you can customize to the field and crop that you're planning on building upon and irrigating. So it all just depends, but at the end of the day, you're going to be spending a couple $100,000 on something like this. This situation is a little different than the video that I referenced before, in that in our case, all we're doing is replacing the actual sprinkler. We're not having to dig under the ground and replace any water pipes or anything like that. So this process took a lot less time. So let's kind of go over the basics, and I'll explain it to you like a kindergartner because that's how I need it explained to me. You got your AgSense unit on the top of the towers, aka the control box. Each tower has a little mind of its own where it sends signals to the tower behind it to go forward or reverse. From there, it talks to the center drive of the tower. The center drive's main purpose is to drive both of the drive lines in forward or reverse. And of course, the drive lines drive the gearboxes, which turns the tires, aka the heavy chunks of rubber and metal that are hard to change in the middle of corn growing. Okay, I hope that made sense. By the way, I didn't even want to think about how many spans there were. I didn't count them beforehand, but I kind of should have because it took a lot longer than I ever expected it to. Okay, we are gaining. My razor's getting a little dull though. We've made it, actually probably not even halfway. Sprinklers are just such interesting machines, and there's just a lot to them. I don't mind doing this kind of work, but yeah. Ugh. Okay, so anyway, we need to go pick all this up. Giddy up. Oh, Jesus. So now here's my job. Oh. Are you serious?
Sure did.
Get the last couple in the picture. And I dropped one.
What you think?
What do you think?
We're almost done.
Is that it? I think that was it.
We have to go down. There's a couple small things to pick up, some center drives and stuff. We got to run down to
Where?
that old span that's down by the well.
The graveyard.
Take those off. Yeah.
That's
Take those off since we got the forklift here, and then we're done. I think I got all the gearboxes.
Okay, now I'm gonna follow him, but first I'm gonna move his seat a lot. Oh, and I just revved the pickup. Like an idiot. Alright. Let's follow him in his little, it's not a little forklift, it's a pretty big forklift. Say goodbye to that sprinkler. Okay, here is the graveyard. See it down there? You hit something really rough. I better slow down too, whatever that was. There are lots of coyotes and deer in this little valley. We've seen some really cool stuff down here. Man, I haven't been down here since we were checking that every day.
That one's no good.
How do you
See
know?
the oil pouring out of the seals? I don't know if this thing's gonna be any good.
Right?
We can take that cover. That's probably gonna be about
What
it.
about that?
Everything's so weathered.
Yeah. Let's go look at the other ones. Can we look at them? Oh, wait.
Other
There's,
ones.
yeah, never mind. There isn't any other ones.
Yeah. I almost say we can take that cover and that's about it. Even it.
Dang
It's so
it.
ratty.
What about the other side?
Yeah, the way this one looks. You got to think of the times you're going to put this on. It's going to be when the corn's high, it's hot, nasty. The last thing you want to do is go put a junky one on there.
Yeah, just
You're
kinda
doing all the
setting
work.
yourself
Yeah,
up.
you want them to be pretty good. It
Nice.
seems.
Well, he just checked that other one and it looks brand new. So he's gonna try to maneuver over to the other side so that he can try and snag it. So that's kind of cool. Okay, let's go check it out. All right, here's where my job comes in. Grabbing the tools.
I have a feeling we're going to need this. This jumpy boy in here.
Oh, that's his neck. Said he's probably done with these, but I'm gonna hold on to him anyway. 3/4 inch wrench. You said you were done with these, but every time you say that, sometimes we're not. Okay. Do I need to
all
hold
this too.
Okay, all of it.
Yep. That's much fun.
I'm sorry, I dropped you. You're wild. I was not expecting you to just lift it like that. Yeah, be careful. These things are not light. It's like, you know, you want your husband to be big and strong and tough, but you also...
Here you go. Here you go.
Rude! But you also don't want to take them to the ER because they threw their back out from lifting the heaviest things ever.
Forklift lifts it easier than I do.
Forklift doesn't throw its back out.
Please, nobody judge that we're putting all this on a single axle trailer. I know this is ridiculous, but all our heavy trailers are at Blake's for his house project. We're just making do with what we have. I'm gonna go about 10 miles an hour on only dirt roads on the way home. So before anyone says anything, I know this probably isn't a great idea, but we're doing it. It's what we have available.
We're MacGyvering. That's a lot of tires. Oh, made it back to the house. This is always the best part about working for a while. I get to come home and and they get to sit on my jacket and come greet me. Dogs, of course, I gotta play fetch. He is gonna drive, like he said, like 10 miles an hour the whole way home. So it's gonna take him a little while. This is the star of the show. Ugh, he's like the OG. His name is Milo. He was one of Kale and I's first cats that we ever had. And he is just the sweetest when he wants to be. He's not sweet all the time. And there goes Corn. Typical orange cat behavior there. There's Bobby and Burley. Well, nothing exciting happened. He made it back without busting the trailer in half a little bit after I did. But getting this forklift back to the house was a whole nother story that'll be in a later video. I don't know if y'all learned anything, but I learned a whole lot today. This was a really cool learning experience for me. And I just appreciate y'all coming along for the ride. You guys saw what we did, and then Zach texted the sprinkler guys and told them that they can come at their earliest convenience. And he said apparently just a couple guys showed up and just deconstructed it and then put up the new one like it was nothing in a really short amount of time. I thought it would take forever with just a couple guys, but apparently they just whipped it out no problem. If you watched that video that I was referencing in the beginning, just like any job, the guys that do this for a living really know how to bust these things out in like no time flat. Obviously it's winter now and we're not going to be starting that sprinkler anytime soon, but when I get around to going back down there, I'll show you guys when I go check it out. Currently they put hot wire around the whole thing and they put some cattle out there to eat the corn, so that circle is going to be occupied for a little while. It is so surreal and I am still in shock from hitting 200,000 subscribers. Can't wait to go live with you guys again and just hang out with you guys. Maybe do a little Q&A, a little question and answer moment. I've been getting a lot of grief questions, comments, emails lately. I've been sitting on a grief talk video for a while and just haven't published it yet, but I just need to go ahead and do it. As always, there'll be a trigger warning on those if y'all don't want to see that. But either way, I love y'all. I love the support. I love the relationships we're all building now. In the next video, we're going to be taking out the natural gas motor that's kind of right by our house. We'll be replacing it with electric, but we don't know when that's going to be happening, but it's fine because it's winter. So you guys will find out when we find out. Y'all like how I'm doing a voiceover over Zach doing hard labor? Give him a round of applause. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. Again, I appreciate y'all, love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love you, bye.